G'day my friends, I want to introduce you to the Taj Mahal of worm farming, a three-tiered type of worm farm that's awesome for small spaces and those who want to recycle and turn their waste into something valuable and wonderful in the garden. Keep watching the video to find out how, guys. So yeah, here it is. This is a really cool farm. I've been working on this project for a few different years now up at my mate's Waz's house, and he actually perfected it over time, and I'm sort of gone in and stole a bit of his idea, even though I helped him get started. Smart guy. So anyway, we're doing it like this at my place as well. On my veranda here, a little bit of morning sun in the winter time, and she's just firing this worm farm. I've got about 2,000 worms in here, and it's a very interesting farm. And as I said at the beginning, this is something where beginners, if you're just sort of getting into it, you're getting happy about it, you've done some Worm Wranglers members areas videos, you're feeling pretty excited about it, and enthusiasts that want to take their worm farming to the next level will give this one a try. So what do you need? You need some compost, you need some sugarcane or some straw, something like that, even some like pea straw, anything along those lines that's sort of fibrous, that sort of will give you that benefit of creating what we call a high carbon worm farm. Now the benefits of a high carbon worm farm is you can feed a lot more, see, because the carbon just soaks it all up and the worms will just move through the carbon and you get a lot of really good liquid fertilizer out of it. So now, what's in this worm farm? Well, the bottom tier actually here is compost from my garden, from my composting business, but you could use cocoa fiber, but I sort of recommend that you move towards some type of really good compost, or a mushroom compost, or like a potting mix that doesn't have any type of like petrochemicals in it whatsoever. Then your second tier can have that material that I mentioned, such as sugarcane, straw, pea straw, things like that, and also your top tier. Now you feed in your top tier, and that's the key, right? You can feed a bit more. You've got to have around about 2,000 worms in this farm. That's the thing, because it's a bigger farm and they will breed up quite quickly. So within about 3 months, you'll have about 6,000 worms, right? If everything's going really well, and then you do your maths, 12,000 worms. So this farm, it moves really quite quickly. Now the secret of it is that because it's 3 tiers, the worms can go wherever they want to. They can be down in this compost area, moving around their bit of castings and things like that, and getting that sort of like, all that sort of like, they like to get that sort of liquid and go through it and get over their skin and stuff. And then you've got the second tier, which I've got sugarcane, and the top tier is sugarcane. Now, the middle tier for the sugarcane, this is where it's really beautiful. I'm pouring the material through. Now, this is a drench, right? Don't get this confused with leachate or drench. It's not a leachate from rotting material breaking down. There'll probably be a couple of % of leachate in here, but basically it's a drench. I pour it through the farm, wet it right down, let it leach through, or not leach through, I shouldn't say that, drench through, so seep through the whole farm, picking up all the nutrients, hitting on the worm skin, picking up the bacteria, getting ready to put on your plants. So, as it's moving through into this middle tier here, where there's probably the least worms and more because there's no food in there, you could feed in this system once the farm gets really active. And it's wetting that down, it's soaking it up, it's getting all the good bacteria in there, getting ready to move up to the next tier. So when this is ready, or 2/3 done, you swap this tier around for this tier. So middle tier goes to the top, this one goes to the bottom, and you're getting more compost and castings down in here. And then you just rotate the farm around as it goes. And as I said, because there's so much carbon in here, you can feed a bit more. Just be a bit careful. You've got to make sure the food's breaking down. You don't want stuff getting smelly and rotten and all that and not getting eaten. So you've got to make sure it's getting eaten, right? But you can, because they're breeding up so quickly in this system, they start eating a lot more. And the baby worms are super voracious. They love a lot of food. And you can mix up a lot of different stuff coming out of your kitchen. I've got everything in here from like tomato scraps, lettuce, even a little bit of spaghetti, believe it or not, you know, some cardboard, different stuff. Anything that's coming out of the kitchen that I'm chopping up and throwing away, or if I'm making a vegetarian meal, there's a bit left, will go into this farm. and turning all this waste into something really, really valuable. So that's why I call it the Taj Mahal of worm farming. So you'll need some compost and some sugarcane, and some straw or something like that, 2,000 worms, and man, you are ready to go to set something up like this. Just remember, don't put it in any cool breezes. I've got it here just in the morning sun. It's winter time here nearly in Australia, and it's just loving this position. Now I always pour that liquid back through and just keep this really quite nice and moist, because it takes a while for the carbon to start locking in the moisture, especially when it's new. You need to wet it down even more. Like, just, you could do it twice a day with the drench that's coming through. Use a good quality rainwater or a distilled water, or let your water sit for about 24 hours from the tank, from the tap. Make sure there's no chlorine and things in it, and you can start off a really amazing worm farm just like this, the Taj Mahal. Let me know what you think of it down below. There is another video in a card up above where we sort of talk about this farm a bit more, up at my friend's place. It was this one. I really like it. This is how a lot of my farms are going to be worked, like this through the winter, and I reckon it's an awesome worm farm. So leave a comment down below, share it with your mates, and I'll see you at the next video / vlog real soon. Bye for now.